This is Robert Reagan, and this is my top 5 dead or alive favorite writers. Robert Reagan, Robert Reagan, Robert Reagan, Robert Reagan, and Robert Reagan. Nah, nowhere close. Anyway, at number 5, I gotta put a poet, Anne Sexton. Um, this lady's work is just phenomenal. Um, 45 Mercy Street, the Suicide Notebooks, the Awful Rolling Towards God. Um, Her poetry was some of the darkest ever. Throughout her life, she battled mental illness in and out of institutes. She used writing poetry to help her get over all these problems she had, and I've always found her as a major inspiration. She was friends and actually attended a writing class with the writer slash poet in my fourth spot, Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath, I don't even know what I can say about her work. I mean, I love her stuff so much that she could actually be, right there at two. But anyway, she had a poetry book called Ariel, which is my favorite book of poetry of all time. She wrote a novel called The Bell Jar about her life and losing her sanity, which I love. Other than that, she had a collection of short stories called Johnny Panic and the Bible of Dreams. Her and Anne Sexton both committed suicide, ending their careers, which I think is pretty tragic considering what they could have been if they'd have just kept going. At number 3, I put Jack Kerouac from the Beat Generation. I put Jack Kerouac at number 3, not because I'm in love with his work, but because of his passion and love for writing. This man lived, eat, and breathed writing, loved it more than anything. The author of On the Road, he helped this group called the Beat Generation reach fame. They were a group of guys, a lot like myself, that were down and out on their luck, broke and poor, addicted to drugs, in and out of jail. They had all that in common, but they also had in common the fact that they loved writing and arts in general. And Kerouac, he helped bring them to the surface and put them on the map, and that's the reason why I put him in my third spot, because of his love for writing. Number 2 is another member of the Beat Generation, one whose writing I definitely appreciate. The evil genius, the most dangerous member of the Beat Generation, as it says in his novel Naked Lunch, William Burroughs at number 2. This man's stuff is just off the chain. He's going at the authorities, going against politicians, covering addiction. This man just talked about everything. He was way ahead of his time. Um, like I said, they were a group of people that were down and out, and had a lot of problems. And Burroughs himself faced a lot of demons in his life. It came out in his work, which is really explicit, just total crazy shit. He mixes science fiction elements with his stuff. I mean, he just went all out, and he's probably, without a doubt, my second favorite writer in the world. At number 1, is the only living member on my top 5, and this is Chuck Palahniuk, author of Fight Club. I'm sure that's probably where most people would know him from. He wrote the book Fight Club, which was made into that movie long ago with Brad Pitt. Um, Fight Club, that's not even close to this guy's best work. Right now he's got 12 novels, about to drop the 13th. And Palahniuk makes reading fun again for people that aren't into books. I mean, his stuff is pretty damn twisted, but it's very entertaining. His book Haunted, which blended a novella with short stories, is the book that I read that took me over the hump and showed me the format to actually write short fiction. Before that, I had wrote poetry for 10 years and wanted to do fiction, but could never, figure out the format to do fiction. But then I was in jail once and I read Chuck Palahniuk's Haunted. After reading this book, it showed me the format of how to write short stories. And from there, I started, and hopefully today I've come a long way. And I feel like I owe that to him and his book Haunted. Um, all of these writers are big inspirations to me. Um, Sylvia Plath, like, you couldn't look at her work and compare it to mine in any way, but at the same time, it's been a major influence on my work. All of these people has been a major influence on my stuff, whether or not you can pick out the influence or not. And so, once again, that top 5 is Anne Sexton, Sylvia Plath, Jack Kerouac, William Burroughs, and Chuck Palahniuk. This is Robert Reagan, and please check out my stuff. Thank you.